What up, my dude? Ooh, kid. Welcome home, welcome home.
Thank you, man. Hey, yo, tell Boo Boo I said what up.
The moment Max B's release hit the internet, Harlem lit up, the blogs started buzzing, and the culture felt something shifting, but nobody reacted faster or louder than 50 Cent.
I think two egos was just coming together, two big personalities. You know, I wasn't there for that. I was just happy to be involved, you know what I'm saying, just in the game. I'm never trying to come take nobody's shit. I'm in my own world, B. I'm existentialist, man. I like to do my own shit. You know, I come from a whole nother spot.
Before the wave even had a chance to breathe fresh air, 50 was already online, laughing, joking, and sliding out cryptic posts that everyone instantly recognized as shots aimed straight at Jim Jones. It wasn't subtle, it wasn't quiet, it was classic 50. Trolling with precision, sarcasm, and strategy. The timing was too perfect. For years, 50 Cent has kept an eye on anything involving Jim Jones, Max B, Dipset, or the entire Harlem Legend ecosystem. And now, with Max B free after spending years behind bars, one of the most infamous beef triangles in New York rap history suddenly reopened. And 50 saw an opportunity to stir the pot before anyone else even woke up.
Okay.
It's a wrap, man. Can't even take off the jets no more. They just said that they're not even letting the jets go.
He started with memes, vintage clips, a few sly captions, a couple references to the Bigavelli energy returning, and the internet did exactly what he wanted. It exploded. Screenshots spread like wildfire, comment sections turned into battle arenas, people dragged up old interviews, old diss tracks, old street claims, old rumors. The beef wasn't back for real, but the conversation sure was. And that's the part 50 understands better than anyone. Narratives create momentum. He didn't call Jim out by name. He didn't drag Max B into anything directly. He just sprinkled gasoline across the culture, knowing the fans would handle the spark. Nobody stirs a messy situation the way 50 Cent does, with finesse disguised as disrespect, comedy disguised as chaos, and trolling disguised as commentary. But here's what made it even crazier. Max B hasn't said a word. No statement, no interview, no response to anything. Yet his freedom alone was enough to send waves of tension through Harlem, across New York, and straight into the heart of the Jim Jones versus Max B history that fans still debate to this day. On the other hand, Jim Jones reacted almost immediately. He didn't name names, but everyone knew who he was talking about. He posted subliminals about people living for attention, about old heads trying to stay relevant, and about folks trying to revive drama he wasn't interested in revisiting.
Looking better, smelling better, tasting better, the face is better. Fuck with your motherfucking brother. I'm on my way. I'm feeling righteous. Oh man, they gonna eat me alive. Fuck with your boy, and those who ain't getting from the ground up, I'm charging y'all tenfold. Fuck with your boy. We independent, nigga. EMG, Max Bigavel, sign out.
The tone was clear. Jim didn't want this smoke. Not publicly, not right now, and definitely not with 50 Cent being the one pushing it. But by that point, it didn't matter. The narrative was already rolling downhill, collecting more energy every minute. Harlem was bubbling. Fans started taking sides again. You could feel it. The city was watching the chessboard form, the pieces move, and the energy rise. And 50 Cent, he was just getting warmed up. To understand why 50 jumped on this moment so quickly, you have to understand the history, not just the beef between Max B and Jim Jones, but how deeply 50 is woven into Harlem's rap politics. This isn't new. This isn't random. This is decades of tension resurfacing at the perfect moment. Back when Max B and Jim Jones were still tied together musically, the energy between them was already volatile. Their fallout is one of the most notorious splits in hip-hop, full of money disputes, loyalty questions, allegations, interviews, and stories that still get debated today.
Ow.
Max B coming home. Where we at with that? Are you able to get past that?
No. Now we get past now. We can get past that now. You want to get past it? Or you want to dive more into it? Or you want me to tweak it?
I want you to get past it at some point.
You want me to crash out?
I definitely don't want you to crash out, because I don't want to crash out. Now, what I want for myself, I want for my brother.
I appreciate it.
You see what I'm saying? Because there's too much money out here, it's too much life out here, and I like to do the things that I like to do. Ain't nothing feel better than living right now.
You right?
When Max got locked up, the streets and the blogs took sides. Harlem was divided between those rolling with Jim and those who believed Max got the short end of the stick. And 50 Cent, he was paying attention the entire time. Back in the early 2010s, 50 publicly sided with Max B more than once. He co-signed interviews, repeated certain claims, dropped jokes about Jim Jones' street credibility, and used Max B's situation as ammo during his own beef with Dipset. To 50, this wasn't just entertainment, it was strategy. Fast forward to today, and the dynamics haven't changed. Max B getting released is like reopening a time capsule filled with unresolved tension, and 50 Cent, being the master of timing and public manipulation that he is, knows exactly how to weaponize nostalgia, controversy, and fan curiosity. Jim Jones, meanwhile, has been trying to rebrand fitness, business, media appearances. He's spent the past few years focusing more on growth than beef. But the internet never forgets, and 50 never chooses peace when a good joke is available.
Let's not get close to the gate, guys. They're gonna tell us to move.
Nah, fuck Max B.
Okay.
Max, get the fuck out of here.
Okay. Okay. Has that conversation even come up though?
No, people don't play with me with that conversation. Ain't nobody can tell me nothing about that. That's the first thing I say. You heard?
Okay.
That's how you feel. That end the deal for anybody. Ain't no Max talking about conversation.
As soon as the news broke about Max B walking out free, fans started revisiting everything. The old phone calls, the leaked audio, the interviews, the diss tracks, the contracts, the fallout. And 50 Cent loves nothing more than reminding the world of uncomfortable history, especially when it involves someone he doesn't rock with. The culture immediately knew what was happening. This wasn't about Max B. This wasn't about celebrating his freedom. This was 50 pulling old skeletons back out of Harlem's closet and forcing Jim Jones to deal with the ghosts he thought he'd buried years ago. And whether Jim likes it or not, the fans are locked in. Because in hip-hop, beef doesn't expire, it just waits for the right moment to resume. Jim Jones tried to shut it down quickly. As soon as the trolling started heating up, he hopped online with messages that were clearly aimed at someone stirring the pot, even though he refused to say 50's name. He said he wasn't interested in reliving old drama. He said people were trying to force narratives. He said he was focused on business and positivity. But here's the thing the industry knows about Jim. The more he tries to deny something, the more fans believe it's eating at him. His energy wasn't calm, it wasn't dismissive, it was tight, frustrated, defensive. And when a public figure responds like that, the internet smells weakness instantly. Comments immediately exploded. He mad because the wave is home. 50 got him rattled again. He should have stayed silent. This looks guilty. He's scared Max might speak.
You might be Israel. Let me control it too, baby. I bet you better actions that got shadow with my bigger belly shit. Back into the body, a down, touching the shawty, my eye, touching the body, got. Bitch, I didn't even take a piss in the lobby. Now she talking about catching the bite on the floor.
The narrative spiraled faster than Jim could contain it. And the worst part? 50 Cent reposted the reactions with laughing emojis, adding more fuel without even addressing Jim directly. Jim's response also forced fans to re-examine his own statements over the years. Every interview, every sidestep. Every time he said the situation with Max was complicated. Every moment he avoided diving too deep into their fallout. Suddenly all of that was back under the microscope again. And that's the trap Jim fell into without even realizing it. When someone like 50 Cent trolls you publicly, responding gives him power. Ignoring him also gives him power. Either way, you lose the moment you react emotionally, and Jim reacted emotionally. To make things worse, people started tagging Max B under the posts. They wanted to see if he would add a comment, drop a cryptic emoji, or say something subtle that fans could interpret as shade. Max didn't respond at all, but that silence became its own type of response. Fans started saying, Max doesn't need to speak. 50's handling it for him. Jim nervous because Max might drop the real story. That reunion won't ever happen now. Jim was put in a no-win situation, and 50 Cent knew exactly what he was doing. Because 50's trolling isn't random humor, it's psychological warfare. He makes his target look shaky without ever throwing a direct punch. He lets the fans, the comments, the blogs, and the reposts do the damage for him. Jim Jones tried to protect his image, but the internet read it as fear, and 50 read it as victory. Max B hasn't said a single word about Jim Jones, 50 Cent, the beef, or any of the online drama since getting out. Not one comment, not one post, not even a subliminal. And that silence hit the culture harder than anything 50 Cent could have posted.
think two egos was just coming together, two big personalities. You know, I wasn't there for that. I was just happy to be involved. You know what I'm saying? Just in the game. I'm never trying to come take nobody's shit. I'm in my own world, B. I'm existentialist, man. I like to do my own shit. You know, I come from a whole nother spot. So, you know, it was just egos clashing, a lack of respect, you know what I'm saying? And shit's lack of everything. That shit don't mix well, and next thing you know what I'm saying, we beefing. So as far as the content or whatever, it should have went a different way, you know what I'm saying? I think today, we would have handled the situation different. But, you know, I mean, we was young, we was all crazy, and now we here, we older, we got kids, and people looking at us, we gotta set the right example. We can't be looking crazy out here, so it is what it is. It's all love. I'm trying to get back on that.
Max B's entire legacy is built on confidence, charisma, and effortless swagger. So the fact that he didn't jump into the beef the moment he got free, that he didn't respond to the trolling, didn't react to Jim's comments, didn't throw shade, made fans feel like he was letting the world talk for him. And when the world is hyped, the silence becomes part of the storyline. People see silence as strategy, as power, as confidence, as a sign that Max B doesn't need to involve himself, because the narrative already leans in his favor. The culture has always viewed Max B as the victim of one of rap's most complicated fallouts. His conviction only deepened the sympathy. His long sentence made fans rally around him even more. And when someone with that type of cult following returns home quietly, the silence carries weight. Every time Jim posts, people flood the comments with, "Where the wave at?" Every time 50 trolls, people say, "He knows Max coming back strong." Every time a rapper mentions Harlem, someone brings up Max.
I'm seeing people on the internet talk about Jim Jones. "Oh, you're petty. You're a grown man. You need to let that go." A nigga fuck my bitch. I ain't never letting it go. Man, hear my theme music, bruh. Jim put him on. How dare you come and disrespect me after I gave you the platform? If it wasn't for me, nobody would have known who you was. Max B is Cam's man. And Jimmy put him on. When Cam ain't put him on, Cam looked at Max and was like, "Oh, nigga, you rap? You rapping now?" He looked at you like the dirty nigga with the fucking wavy hair and big ass shades with the big ass chrome heart jeans. That's who Max B was, bro. And Jimmy gave him a platform and he put him on just for him to diss him? That's not crazy to y'all? And then he talking about he smashed his girl and y'all want Jim to let that slide? Oh, Max B wrote Ballin'. Max B is the one that inspired the whole style. So what, nigga? Jim was the big homie, bro. Give me that song, nigga. You don't need that. Give me that style. You don't need that. Go back to writing songs.
Max's silence became a magnet for speculation, not negativity, anticipation. Will he address the fallout? Will he tell the full story? Will he reunite with anyone? Will he release music aimed at the past? The mystery is fueling the momentum. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is enjoying every second of it. Because he knows the more Max stays quiet, the more pressure builds on Jim Jones. Jim either has to ignore it completely or address it publicly, and both of those options work in 50's favor. People are now watching Max B's moves more closely than Jim's reactions. People are waiting for music, interviews, features. People want to hear his version of the story. Whether Max chooses to speak or stays silent doesn't matter. His mere existence outside of prison has shifted the power dynamic in their old feud. And 50 Cent, he positioned himself right in the center of the moment, without dropping a single diss track. There's a reason 50 Cent keeps returning to anything involving Max B and Jim Jones. It fits perfectly into his brand of entertainment, trolling, and psychological warfare. For 50, beef isn't conflict, it's content, it's leverage, it's marketing, and it allows him to remain part of the cultural conversation even when he isn't dropping music. 50 knows this situation has everything he loves. Long-standing tension, check. Old interviews with messy details, check. Conflicting stories, check. Two artists with massive fan loyalty, check. A comeback story, check. It's the perfect playground for someone who thrives on chaos. And now, the culture is sitting on the edge, waiting to see what happens next. Will Jim Jones snap and address 50 directly? Will Max B decide to drop a freestyle referencing the situation? Will 50 escalate it even further? Will Harlem divide itself again? Will new rappers jump into the mix? Any of these could reignite a beef that shaped an entire era of New York rap. But here's the twist. This time, the internet is bigger, the stakes are higher, voices are louder, receipts are everywhere, narratives spread faster. 50 Cent understands that a single meme can do more damage than a full diss track. A single joke can go further than a verse. A single moment of chaos can trend for days. Jim Jones is trying to hold on to peace. Max B is moving like a man grateful to be free. But 50, he wants the moment, the headlines, the engagement, the entertainment, and the culture is eating it up. No matter how Jim Jones responds, no matter what Max B decides, and no matter how much the fans speculate, the truth is simple. The beef never died. It just needed one spark, and Max B's freedom was the spark 50 Cent was waiting for. If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more streetwise hip-hop breakdowns, raw culture commentary, and the stories shaking up the entire rap game.